This next bout is scheduled for 6 rounds. Introducing first, the manager, Rico Suave. He represents from Nashville, Tennessee, weighing 247 pounds, Luscious Tommy RIch.
Well, here we go. What a very, very special and important week with the American Wrestling Federation as Rico Suave leads his man, Luscious Tommy RIch, to the ring. Terry Taylor, the electricity, the excitement is in the air.
Yes, it is, and I don't think there's one person in this building is cheering for Luscious Tommy RIch except for Rico Suave. But let's be honest, it speaks for itself. Former World Heavyweight Champion, he's in the semifinals. Tommy RIch has done what most people said he couldn't do. He got past Sergeant Slaughter by hook or by crook, and here he is going against probably the greatest Mexican athlete of all time.
Well, there's no question about that. And Rico Suave has been gloating all week about this matchup.
And his opponent from Tacula, Mexico, weighing 239 pounds, Tito Santana.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, and the crowd ecstatic at the appearance of Tito Santana as he does battle, and again in this 6-round event against Luscious Tommy RIch. Tito Santana shaking hands with the fans about ringside. Everywhere he appears, every arena, every city, they just love this man.
Yeah, and there he is kissing little babies, old women, and a few 18-year-old nubile young nymphs. He better keep his hands and lips off my girl. Do you know that in the American Wrestling Federation we have rounds? We have 6 4-minute rounds in this tournament. We also have cornermen there to help their wrestlers. We have a 1-minute break between each round, and right here we're going into the semifinal. Touch a referee disqualification, over the top rope DQ. That's disqualification for you uneducated Karshas, and also a low blow is also a disqualification.
Speaking of low blows, thanks for another shot. We're not 4 minutes into the program, and you're doing it already. Every week, ladies and gentlemen, as this tournament has progressed, the fans have gotten more and more involved, and over the past week, the cards and the letters and the phone calls, the interest is at a fever pitch, and this is one reason why Tito Santana and Luscious Tommy RIch.
You know, Tito Santana has had every major singles title in our great sport. He has never been a world champion, and I think that's why he's in the American Wrestling Federation, to change all that.
Well, no question about it. One of the odds-on favorites now in this tournament, and a great reversal into the hammerlock, and Tommy RIch.
Excuse me, sir. I'm custom made from head to toe. I'm a limousine riding, Learjet flying, custom made son of a gun, and I just happen to be the greatest wrestler in the world. How's the wife and kids?
Well, let me tell you.
Nice to see you. I got to go take the president to dinner. God bless you, sir.
Where are you going? Who was it? Hey, come on, Terry.
I have got to hang on to my headset. What was he doing here? That guy with the big nose and the blonde hair. What is...
I have no idea. Every week they surprise us here in the American Wrestling Federation. They all have an interest in this championship tournament.
Wannabes. They're all wannabes.
Well, Tommy RIch now joined with the fans, with the referee. He better pay attention to business right now. Don't worry about Suave or anything else. Tito Santana is the opponent in this 6-rounder.
Do you see how the tempo is slowed down? Both competitors know they have twice as many rounds. They have 6 4-minute rounds, and that means 5, Cars, you count them, 5 1-minute rest periods.
Well, I'm watching Tommy RIch here complaining about a yank of the hair, which is ludicrous. Oh, and now he wants his hand raised? Please. Come on, that has to be the Rico Suave influence.
Yeah, it probably is, but you see Jesse Hernandez trying to restore some order. He understands that this semifinal match is history-making. Hey, Mrs. Karsh, how you doing? Quit waving at Tito. Boy, your wife is waving at everybody.
Will you stop it? Back to the action at hand, ladies. Now, what advice could Rico Suave possibly have for Luscious Tommy RIch?
If you win, I'll give you a bonus.
Yeah, that may be it.
That's all I think Tommy RIch is in it for anymore, is the money.
Look at it again now. Tommy RIch, livid, complaining to the referee that Tito Santana pulled the hair again.
Well, you see what this is? This is psychological warfare. He gets the referee looking for that, and then that opens up avenues for him to do something that I know he'll do that's awful devious. Very smart to have Jesse Hernandez looking for one certain thing.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the American Wrestling Federation, the premier wrestling organization in the world today. You're watching luscious Tommy RIch and Tito Santana. There's a block. Oh, a shot right to the bridge of the nose. And Tommy RIch backs off. He wants no part of this. He has Tito's Latin temper all on fire right now.
Yeah, and he's back there. He's got 30 seconds left. We see the clock in the corner.
Oh, stop it.
Timeouts in 24 seconds there, Liberace. Tommy RIch right now is in no hurry. He knows he has plenty of time, and there's a lot more strategy knowing that you have twice as many rounds.
Well, this again, ladies and gentlemen, the human chess. Both men now using the clock. They're aware of the time situation.
Ooh,
RIch drills him again as we are down to the waning seconds of this round. And there it is now.
Now, if he touches him, that's a fine.
Absolutely. And this time, luscious Tommy RIch indeed does back off.
Now, you see the corner man right there with the stool, has the water for him, and Tito Santana's having trouble getting back to his corner. I'll tell you, Tommy RIch opened up on him there at the end.
And ladies and gentlemen, stay with us. The action continues. RIch in the ring with Santana. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're set for round two. The American Wrestling Federation Championship Tournament continues. Luscious Tommy RIch, who spent that rest period on a stool in the corner, being attended to by Rico Suave. Now look at RIch. He wants to make amends. He wants to apologize.
He opened up on Tito Santana. Now he wants to be buddies because Tito came out there with that fire in his eye. Now, April 29th, you're going to have at Cicero at the stadium, the American Wrestling Federation, ring girls, cornermen, the greatest athletes in professional wrestling in the American Wrestling Federation. In Indiana, in Hammond at the Civic Center on the 30th, the next night at 7:30, the same thing, cornermen, ring girls, the greatest wrestlers in the American Wrestling Federation, wrestling of the 21st century. Be there or be unaware.
Look at Santana now with a great series of moves on luscious Tommy RIch. And again, Tommy RIch continues to insist that Tito is pulling the hair. So is Rico Suave, who should keep his hands out of his own hair, for heaven's sakes. That pompadour or whatever, that bouffant hairstyle of his.
Shut up a second, Karsh. I gotta also say that kids under 12 are half price, and as fertile as you are, that's gonna save you a fortune.
You've been talking to the ex again, haven't you?
Oh boy, have I ever. She says a lot of good stuff about you.
I'll bet. All in one sentence.
That's correct.
Back to the action, ladies and gentlemen. RIch trying to extricate himself from the hold, but he does not. Tito Santana, with that bulldog tenacity, continues to work on the arm, and now he's forced to break the hold.
Did you see the way Tommy RIch did that, ladies and gentlemen, is fundamentally wrong. He tried to roll with his arm across his body. There's no leverage that way. It's got to be behind you where you can roll the guy over your body, and that's what allowed Tito Santana, with that bulldog tenacity, to hang on. But that Tommy RIch is in great shape, isn't he? That guy at one time was a world heavyweight champion. He took all the shortcuts. He let himself go, and now he has to have somebody like Rico Suave in his corner so he can be in the championship picture. How does he do it?
Well, I don't know. He certainly isn't getting any physical fitness tips from Suave.
Man.
Oh, look at this now. Trading punches, Santana unloads.
Look at that right hand.
Oh, he is on fire. Tito whips him into the buckle. High back body drop. Oh, man, in for the cover. Come on, hook the leg, Tito. No.
Well, I tell you what, shouldn't be saying that about Tommy RIch, because I've had every muscle head in every gym from Boise to Bangkok telling me because they can bench press 300 pounds, they can be a professional wrestler. It takes more than that. It takes skill, desire, leverage, and you also have to have the heart the size of Dallas, Texas. And right here, Tommy RIch at one time had that heart. Now he has Rico Suave.
Oh, what a difference that is. And Terry, I've got to ask you, certainly you've had those 15 glorious years in the ring. It appears right now the game plan of Tito Santana continue to work on that arm, take away one of the weapons of luscious Tommy RIch.
Do you know why he's working on that left arm?
Tell me.
Because Tommy RIch uses that luscious DDT. He hooks it with that left hand over the head of his opponent, driving his face into the mat.
Well, there's a face that looks like it's been driven into several mats.
Yeah. See that cheap shot?
Oh.
Jesse Hernandez trying to enforce the rules, get in between the competitors. What Jesse did wrong, and I'm telling everybody else what they do wrong, but he had his head down. The referee, the last thing he says during the instructions is protect yourself at all times, and he had his head down and he wasn't aware.
And as we go into the last half minute of this round, luscious Tommy RIch now, again methodic. Wait a second. Oh, neck breaker. Oh, that could do it.
See that neck snap? That knocks a man out. Tito Santana right now, half his body, I guarantee you, just asleep. Was that 3?
That was not a count of 3.
Boy, was it close.
There's the elbow right to the top of the head once again. Tommy RIch, as we're down to 7 seconds now.
Good move.
Oh, a
double lariat.
Look at that.
Both men. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mick. You're play-by-play, man.
Both men are down, ladies and gentlemen, as the round comes to a conclusion. Rico Suave enters the ring to check on the welfare of his man.
Yeah, and you see both men in the middle of the ring, almost in a tangled heap. Ring girl's in there. She's smarter and tougher and braver than all of us.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you talk about an even matchup. Stay with us. Round 3 coming up. RIch and Santana. All right, we are back for round 3.
We got him on the ropes. This Taco Bundle can't beat you. He's not that good.
Oh, talk about expert commentary. What in the world does this guy know about professional wrestling and calling names and everything else? Oh! He clocked him.
I guess with him covering up the body of Tommy RIch with his girth, Tito had no idea what he had left. Tommy RIch, luscious as he is, blasted out of the starting block, shot to the head. He's right back on the attack on Tito Santana.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this match is scheduled for 6 rounds. If there is no clear-cut winner in the ring, the referee's decision determines the victor.
And Jesse Hernandez, the referee, had to do that once, and he had to do it for Chris Adams, who will be in the next semifinal match this hour going against Bob Orton Jr.
Referee forces the break. And again, Tommy RIch grabs the ropes. Hernandez again says break the hold.
Now that made no sense to me. If you're covering a man, why would you grab the ropes and risk the referee catching you and making you get off your opponent who's on his back?
A luscious Tommy RIch now posturing to the crowd, nodding to Rico Suave. Now he goes back on the attack. So important, this matchup.
Yes, it is. And you know that next week we're going to have a special referee. It's going to be a 12-round encounter and a special referee to be named to make sure that it's right down the middle. And Zapperstein is going to tell us who the referee is. He will appoint that referee.
And, of course, Terry, you're talking about the championship match in the American Wrestling Federation. Absolute history on your television screens next week.
That's right. So there's got to be a winner. The whole tournament's been on television. It's going to be one of these 2 men taking on the winner of the Bob Orton Jr. and Chris Adams match, which is next on this television program.
Santana has unloaded a series of shots on Tommy RIch. And right now, Tito clearly in control of this one. Oh, he's ramming his head into that top buckle.
You see the acceleration of Tito Santana.
Oh.
He is sudden as a hiccup.
In for the cover.
1, 2. Oh, just got that shoulder up. When you're laying your body on a man like that, you've got to secure the outside arm, and Tito didn't do that.
Oh, and he got out of the way. Did Tommy RIch. Santana head first into the turnbuckle.
And that's part of what I was saying, is that acceleration and speed the pace up. You set yourself up for things like this where you can miss.
You know, Terry, I am looking at Tommy RIch and thinking of the Tommy RIch of a few years back. The transformation, the attitude change, the vengeance, the all-out brutality of this man. Something to behold.
Yeah, and it's kind of disgusting. Because at one time, kids looked up to this guy. They liked him. They thought they wanted to be like Tommy RIch. And not even Tommy RIch, I think, wants to be. Oh, look at this. Tommy RIch has got a cut opened up on his head. He's bleeding above his left or his right eye. That shows you what kind of competition. The referee's going to have to monitor this situation to make sure there's not too much blood. 2 count. Was that 3? Was that 3?
No, 2.5, and he did not hook the leg. Once again, you know, you talk. Wait a second now. Wait a minute. Clearly, ladies and gentlemen, Tommy RIch went into his his trunks for a foreign object, a tape or a chain. I'm not sure what he has there.
That's the tape off his wrists. If you take that tape and roll it up, see how it's in real small around? It makes it very hard to break and very strong.
Well, it's clearly hanging there right now in front of referee Jesse Hernandez.
Well, with the perspiration and the effort, that tape sometimes comes off when it's wet. Referee can't watch everything. Tito Santana going to the top.
Is there enough time in this round? Watch the clock, ladies and gentlemen.
He's up to the top. High-risk maneuver. Oh, he missed it and hurt himself. Tommy RIch following up, doesn't hear the bell. DDT, oh my! Well, ladies and gentlemen, a man who's very interested in the outcome of this match is standing by with Ken Resnick.
Well, back we are, ladies and gentlemen, and that DDT after the bell certainly has taken its toll on Tito Santana.
Yeah, he is down. Tommy RIch gets rid of that wrist tape. He doesn't need it anymore. Tito Santana, oh, I can't believe that he's going for it might be a submission now after that DDT. It jams the neck, it hits the forehead down on the mat. See that knee into the cervical vertebrae? Pulling back on the chin. Tommy RIch showing the wear and tear also with that gash on his head.
Well, I have to wonder if President Paul Alperstein is going to do anything about that after the bell DDT. RIch climbing to the top rope now, very slowly. Santana tries to get to his feet, and he does. He's got RIch in a very precarious position.
Oh, my! 3/4 of the way across the ring. I can't believe it. What strength, what stamina and recuperation by Tito Santana.
Oh, this matchup is tremendous. There's the sleeper hold.
We saw how he got Mr. Hughes down with this. We know how effective it is, and we know how great he is at getting it on his man. Look at Tommy RIch. He's on his way out.
Oh, there's no question. Those eyes are closing. Wait a second now. Keep that bulbous individual off the ring apron. He's distracted the referee once again.
He's done this the whole tournament. Man, I can't stand when he gets up like that. Tito Santana can't stand it either.
Well, he's had enough, as I think all the wrestling fans around the country have, watching that guy week in and week out. Oh, man.
I don't want to bury the referee, but why did it take Jesse Hernandez so long to get down there? Was Rico Suave keeping him again? What is this?
Wait a minute now.
He handed him something. I didn't get a good look at it.
Well, he clearly did. Our camera certainly caught it, and he nails Tito Santana. Tito went down like he was shot.
But look what he's doing. That's a chain.
Oh, come on.
You wrap it around your head. It's like brass knuckles.
Wait a minute. Sergeant Slaughter has appeared at ringside. He's taken away the chain. Certainly the Sarge had a score to settle with luscious Tommy RIch.
Tito rolls him up 2, 3. He got the victory. Sarge got his vengeance. Poetic justice. I love it.
Well, luscious Tommy RIch handed that chain by Rico Suave, who is absolutely going ballistic in the ring. Sergeant Slaughter, who was victimized in his matchup with luscious Tommy RIch, saw the chain and came running to the ring.
And here you see it. He's wrapping that chain around his head. We said it. It's like brass knuckles. He hides it from the referee, but puts it right in reach of Sergeant Slaughter. He defeated Sergeant Slaughter. We all saw how he did it. He stole it. And there you have Sarge exacting his revenge. Tito Santana in the first ever finals for the American Wrestling Federation Heavyweight Championship and got there this way.
Well, you see Tito rolling him up. The referee, Johnny, on the spot, counts the victory. Thank heaven for Sergeant Slaughter, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely incredible. Right now, standing by with Tito Santana is our friend, Ken Resnick.
Tommy RIch.
Well, thank you, Mick Karsh and Terry Taylor, and I guess you could say, gentlemen, if you will, in the immortal words of Sergeant Slaughter, what goes around comes around.
You know, you're pretty smirky there. You better watch yourself while you're standing next to the luscious one. We just got robbed. We got robbed again, and I'm getting sick and tired of it. We're only here a short time, the AWF, and already people are pulling shots around our backs. Tell them, Tommy.
You know, it's a stinking shame's what it is. Sergeant Slaughter, where's Mr. Paul Alperstein now? You come out and cause me to get beat. Nobody shows their face. Well, let me tell you something, Slaughter. You bring your big self down. Paul Alperstein ain't got to sign a match anytime, anywhere, any place. You bring it down, and you better have a bunch of flags with you.
Let's get back to ringside for round 2.